A quiet park. A broken man. A child laughing without knowing her life was about to change. And a scream that split the world into before and after. Carter used to believe life had a clear order until the day his wife died. After that, everything became survival. Now, his entire world fit inside a small routine: work, home, and every Sunday at the park with his daughter. Ella was five, full of energy, always smiling, always asking questions Carter didn't always have answers for. But he tried. He always tried. That Sunday afternoon was warm, golden sunlight spilling through the trees. Carter stood behind the swing, gently pushing Ella forward. Higher, Daddy. I can fly. She laughed. That's high enough. Little bird. He smiled softly, his voice carrying a kind of tired warmth only she could bring out of him. For a moment, it almost felt normal. Then the scream came. Not loud at first, just sharp enough to make every head turn. A woman was running across the park path, barefoot, her hair messy, her face pale with panic. Behind her, a motorbike sped through the walkway like it owned the world. A man on the back of it yanked at her bag again and again. Help me, she cried. People froze. Some stood up. Some backed away. No one moved, except Carter. Something inside him snapped, not anger exactly, but something older, protective, raw. He turned to Ella immediately. Stay here. Don't move. Understand me. Ella nodded quickly, scared now, and Carter ran. He didn't think. He didn't calculate. He saw a broken wooden sign near the path, ripped it free, and stepped right into the direction of the speeding bike. Hey! He shouted. The driver swerved. Too late. The bike lost balance, skidded across the pavement. The thief on the back fell hard, the stolen bag flying into the grass. The woman stumbled, nearly falling too. Carter reached her just in time, catching her arm before she hit the ground. The bike roared away into the street, disappearing like a bad memory. Silence rushed back in. Only heavy breathing remained. The woman was shaking uncontrollably. I thought I was done for, she whispered. Carter slowly let go of her arm. His heart was still racing, his hands slightly trembling, not from fear, but from adrenaline fading too fast. Are you hurt? He asked. She shook her head. Then she looked at him properly, like she was seeing someone for the first time. My name is Isabella, she said softly. Carter just nodded. You're safe now. Behind him, Ella came running, panicked. Daddy. He knelt immediately and hugged her tightly, checking her face, her arms like the world might still try to take her away. It's okay, he whispered. I'm here. That should have been the end of it. Just another strange moment in a busy park. But it wasn't, because Isabella didn't leave. At first. She came back the next day. Then again a week later. She said she wanted to thank him properly. But it became more than that. Coffee turned into conversations. Conversations turned into walks. And slowly, something shifted in Carter's quiet, carefully built world. Ella adored her immediately. Miss Isabella, she would call out every time she saw her, running into her arms like they had known each other forever. Isabella would laugh, genuinely laugh, and Carter realized something strange. He hadn't heard that kind of laughter in his home for years. One evening, they sat together on the same park bench where everything had begun. Ella was playing nearby, drawing shapes in the dirt with a stick. The sky was turning orange. Isabella looked at Carter. You didn't just save me that day, she said quietly. Carter glanced at her. I just did what anyone would do. No, she shook her head. Most people didn't move. You did? A pause. Then softer. And I think You saved something in me too. Carter didn't respond immediately because for a long time he had stopped believing in second chances, stopped believing that broken things could become whole again. But life has a strange way of rewriting itself. Isabella didn't try to replace anything. She didn't try to fix him. She just stayed. And that made all the difference. Months passed. The park visits became family walks. Ella started holding both their hands without thinking. And Carter without noticing when it happened started laughing again. Not the polite kind, not the real kind. One night, after putting Ella to bed, Carter stood in the hallway and listened to the quiet has. It wasn't empty anymore. It wasn't heavy anymore. It was alive. The final scene is simple. A Sunday afternoon. The same park. The same switch. But this time, Ella is in Isabella's arms while Carter pushes them both gently. Laughter fills the air again, and Carter realizes something he never expected. He didn't just rescue a stranger that day. He walked straight into the beginning of a new life.